TJ Shorts has it once again. It's Mirotic challenging the shot. Oh, that is an outstanding bucket from the top of the key from TJ Shorts.
Panathinaikos is about to sign TJ Shorts from Paris Basketball, and this could change everything. We're talking about adding an MVP candidate to a team that already has the reigning MVP in Kendrick Nunn. Last season, Pana's star-packed backcourt couldn't make it work. Nunn, Slukas, Grant, and Lorenzo Brown all fighting for minutes and roles. Add Lesort's injury struggles to the mix, and the result? A Final Four semifinal exit to Fenerbahce when they needed their stars most. Now Shorts is reportedly replacing Brown, bringing another MVP-level point guard to play alongside ball-dominant Nunn. But here's the question. Can a ball-dominant point guard coexist with a ball-dominant top scorer? Or is this another expensive chemistry experiment waiting to explode? Today we're breaking down the tape to see if TJ Shorts is Panathinaikos' missing championship piece. Let's dive in. Let's start with the numbers that jump off the page. TJ Shorts ran nearly 10 pick-and-rolls per game with Paris Basketball with excellent efficiency, scoring 1.03 points per possession. He's a heavy pick-and-roll player, which is a perfect trait for Ergin Ataman's heavy pick-and-roll offense. Now compare that to Panathinaikos last season. Even Kendrick Nunn, their primary ball handler and reigning MVP, was running fewer pick-and-rolls with lower efficiency. Slukas and Grant had even less volume, and Lorenzo Brown, the player Shorts is reportedly replacing, barely ran any pick-and-rolls at all. Shorts brings significantly more volume and better execution than what the Greens had last season. Keep in mind, these Panathinaikos numbers are somewhat deflated due to Lesort's injury. Here's where the chess match begins for Ergin Ataman. With Shorts joining this loaded backcourt, the mathematics change completely. We're looking at reduced on-ball responsibilities for Nunn, likely fewer possessions for Slukas, and ironically, even Shorts himself will probably see less individual usage than his Paris days. But here's why this could actually work brilliantly. Shorts reads defenses like a supercomputer, and Ataman's pick-and-roll heavy approach is exactly where he thrives. The challenge? Ataman has always relied on his primary ball handlers being legitimate three-point threats to create proper spacing. And that's not Shorts' strength. However, Paris provides the perfect blueprint. They couldn't solve Shorts all season long, giving Ataman a treasure trove of concepts to steal and adapt. The solution might be simpler than expected. Crank up the pace and maximize transition opportunities where Shorts excels. Pairing him with Osman, who's also excellent in transition, could help elevate the pace even further. And this season was already one where Pana increased their tempo because Osman is great in transition. But in half-court sets, Panathinaikos might need a Grigonis-caliber shooter on the wing to prevent help rotations on Shorts and maintain proper spacing. While Osman is a good shooter, teams could possibly choose to risk his shot and send extra help. Let's be clear about what we're dealing with here. We're talking about the top pick-and-roll player in the league last season. This isn't a secret. I made a couple of videos last season about him that you can check in the description to witness how he destroys any pick-and-roll defense. So, what do we expect to see from Shorts in Ataman's game? First, pick-and-roll dominance. His left drive is unstoppable. His deadly mid-range game punishes defenses if they give it to him, and if he plays with proper spacing, you're done. This means he needs players who can shoot around him. Second, isolation scoring. He was the main isolation player for Paris, able to go straight up against any guard or punish any switch on him. Although, as you can see from the stats, the Greens need a redistribution of the ball here since Nunn was already running more isolation possessions than Shorts. If we assume that Shorts takes Brown's position, who had nearly no isolations at all, that's a significant upgrade in isolation volume. The beauty is in the familiarity. Shorts already knows how to maximize these actions. He's proven he can create for stretch fours who can step out and knock down shots. And now he'll have even better options in Juancho's shooting ability and Mitoglu's versatility. But The real upgrade comes with a healthy Lesort. Last season's injury struggles limited Panathinaikos' pick-and-roll effectiveness. But with the all-EuroLeague big man back at full strength, Shorts will have the perfect screen setter and roll man to execute Ataman's system. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Shorts' bad spot-up game could be a real issue for the Greens, especially when we combine it with the ball redistribution we discussed earlier. If the ball is not in Shorts' hands, what should the defense do? They can simply ignore him and provide help elsewhere. This is something where Ataman needs to tweak his system. I would assume Nunn will play more off the ball than last season, and Slukas also. But we're not sure yet how the team dynamics will build up. Not mentioning Grant, because I feel he'll play his usual 25 to 30 minutes regardless. Watch this clip. Imagine TJ Shorts in Jerry and Grant's position. Furthermore, on the spacing we're discussing, TJ Shorts needs to take better care of the ball in traffic, plus Ataman should maintain proper spacing for him to operate. Ataman's challenge is twofold. First, surround Shorts with enough shooting threats to keep defenders honest, and second, design sets that give him clean looks at the rim rather than forcing him to navigate through traffic. If the spacing breaks down, so does Shorts' effectiveness, and those turnovers start piling up. Last, but certainly not least, is his lack of size on defense. Opponents will target him, so Ataman needs to add size around him and make the defensive rotations super sharp, like his first campaign in Panathinaikos. The defensive rotations in that first season that led him to the championship was the second best defense in the league, and Ataman should return to these standards to cover Shorts' lack of size. Not like last season, where the rotations were way off. Look, TJ Shorts is a tremendous player and an amazing signing for the Greens. There's no question about his individual talent and what he brings to the table. But we need to wait and see how Ataman plans to utilize his skills in Panathinaikos' roster. He's the coach. He picked him. So let's wait to see what the concept is behind this signing. How will his teammates change roles? Will Nunn adapt to playing more off the ball? Can the defensive rotations return to championship standards? These are the questions that will determine whether this signing is a masterstroke or another expensive experiment. What's your take on this signing? Do you think Shorts is the perfect fit for Panathinaikos, or are you worried about the chemistry issues? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more EuroLeague analysis. Until next time, keep watching the game.